Fourth grade Into Math Module 5 review. Vocabulary. Choose the correct term from the vocabulary box to complete the sentence. Blank is a method of multiplying in which the ones, tens, hundreds, and so on are multiplied separately. And then the products are added together. So they only give us 2 vocab words, right? Yeah. So would order of operation go with that or partial products? It talks about the ones, tens, and hundreds. So it talks about place value. So that is partial products, because that's how we find the partial product, is by going by each place value. Okay, order of operations is what you learned about yesterday, correct? Okay, so blank is a special set of rules which gives the order in which calculations are done. So you learned yesterday, when you see a problem, even if it has parentheses or brackets or things like that, then you're supposed to do this first. But if it doesn't, then you're supposed to do multiplication, division, then addition, subtraction, right? Okay, and then you can add those parentheses to help you determine what to do first. All right, so that would be order of operation. Concepts and skills. Number 3, use tools. An oak tree in the park is 85 feet tall. Julie reads about some trees that can grow up to 3 times as tall as the oak tree. How tall would those trees be? Tell what strategy or tool you would use to answer the question. Explain your choice and then find the answer. Okay, so we have the 80 feet, 85 feet, and then the 3 times as much. Okay, so we could do the partial product way, okay, where you break each of the place values apart, right, which also could be the distributive property with like the boxes, right, okay. We could use number cubes if we wanted to, or we could just use the regular strategy, right, okay. And what would be the regular strategy? Just vertically write it, right? And do 85 times 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. So 255 feet. Okay. Draw an area model to represent the product. So this is kind of like the box, right? Except for they give us littler boxes to fill in our box. Okay. So how far do I need to go down? 4. So I'm going to go down 4. All right. Now what can I break this 12 into? 10 plus 2, right? So I could go over 10. Oh. And we just said 10, and then I would have to go over 2 more, right, guys? Yeah. Okay, so then in this box, I would take 4 times 10, which equals 40. And then I would take 4 times 2, which equals 8. And then I add 40 plus 8 to get what? 48. Draw a quick picture to find the product. So we could use our expanded form and do the box, right? Okay, or we could do our base 10 blocks. Let's do our base 10 blocks. So how many longs do I need to draw? 1, and then 3 small cubes. Okay, how many times do I need to draw that? 4 times. Okay, how many do I have to have in a group to regroup? 10. So here in 3, 6, 9, and I need to take 1 more from there, cross it off, draw another long. Can I regroup any more? No. So how many longs do I have? 5 for the 10 spot, and how many small cubes? 2 for the 1 spot. Okay, so they said they want us to draw a quick picture to show the product. So this is where we use our base 10 blocks. Okay, so how many longs am I going to draw? 2 and 4 small cubes. And how many times do I need to draw that? 3 times. How much do I need to have to be able to regroup? 10. So I'm going to do 4, 8, 2 more from the next one, cross it off, and draw another long. Do I have enough longs to regroup? No. So how many longs do I have? 6 for the 10 and 2 small cubes for the 1s. Okay, so we forgot to add that extra one we drew, so we actually have 72 longs. Okay, for number 7, we have a hundreds place. So we have to draw what? 1 flat, 1 long, and 1 small cube. And I have to do that how many times? 2 times. Do I have anything that I need to regroup? No. So I just need to add how many total I have. So I have 2 flats for the hundreds, 2 longs for the 10s, and 2 small cubes for the 1s. Number 8. I need to start with my tens place. So how many longs? 4, right? And then 3 small cubes. And I need to draw that how many times? 2 times. Do I have enough to regroup on either? No. So I have 8 longs and I have 6 small cubes. Number 9, our plan is to drive 123 miles a day for 5 days to get to Orlando. How many miles will we drive? Use expanded form to find the product. So this could be either your box, right, guys? Okay. Or your distributed property where you pull it apart, right? Okay. So let's just do the distributed property. So we would do 5 times, and this is where I pull apart my 123. So what am I going to pull it apart to? 100 plus what? 20 plus 3. Okay, now I work this out and I do 5 times 100 plus 5 times 20 plus 5 times 3. And I use my parentheses to keep that stuff together, correct? Okay, now I'm going to put my 1 in a box. 5 times 1 is what? It's 5, and then add 2 zeros, which is what? 500 plus, put my 2 in a box. 5 times 2 is, okay, and add a 0, so 100. And then 5 times 3 is 15. So 5, 1, 6. So 615 miles. Number 10, which correctly shows the partial products that can be used to find the answer. So if we did this, we would do 4 times 20, which is 80, and 4 times 1, which is 4. Okay, that could be a possibility, right? Or does that one work? Yes. Okay, this one they took 8 times 100 and got 800. 8 times 6 and got what? Got 48. But that is in the 10 spot. So what else needs to be with that? It should be 480, right? So is letter B going to work? No. Okay. The next one, times the thousands. So 6 times 3 was 18, and then they put 3 zeros for thousands. Is that correct? 6 times 4 they said was 24, and then put 2 zeros because it's in the hundreds. Is that correct? Okay. 6 times 4 is what? Or sorry, 6 times 7 is what? It's 42, and it's in the 10 spot, so they had to add a 0. Is that correct? Okay, and then they took 6 times 2, which is 12. Is that correct? And then added it together. So would letter C work? Yep. Okay, letter D. So they took 9 times 6, which is what? So 54, and then add a 0. So did they even put it in the right spot? No. And then they should have taken 9 times 3 and got 27. So does letter D work? No. Okay. They would have got a bigger number. Okay, E. They would have taken 7 times the 100 spot and gotten what? 700. Then they would have taken 7 times 8 and got what? 56, but we're in the 10 spot, so it should be what? 560. So this should say 560. and then they took 7 times 6 and got 42. So it would have been okay except for that middle part. So we cannot pick E, correct? Okay. Number 11, which correctly shows the product? Select all that apply. So 7 times 7 is what? 49. So put the 9, carry the 4. 7 times 6 is 42 plus 4 is 46. So they put the 6 and then you carry the 4. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 4 is 32. Is that correct? Yep. So letter A. Okay. Next one. 8 times 5 is. Put the 0. Carry the 4. 8 times 0 is 0 plus 4 is 4. Put the 0. 8 times 1 is 8. So put the 8. And 8 times 2 is 16. So is letter B okay? Yep. Okay, next one. 8 times 5 is 40. So you would put the 0 and carry the 4. Did they do that correctly? No. So we automatically know letter C is not correct. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 6 times 7 is 42 plus 1 is 43. They put the 3, carry the 4. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 4 is 40. So I put a 0 there and put a 4 there. So is that one correct? No. Letter D would not work. Okay, letter E. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 8 is 24. So put the 4, carry the 2. 3 times 7 is 21 plus 2 is 23. So put the 3, carry the 2. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11. So that one is correct. Okay, number 12. There are 11 markers in each of 2 jars on the table. There are 26 markers in the box on the shelf. How many markers are there? So this is a two-step problem, right? Okay, so first of all, they have them on the table, and there's 11 markers in 2 jars, okay? And then on the shelf, there's 26. So how many markers are there? So what am I going to do first? 11 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Now what do I do? They want all the markers. Okay, so then add 26. So 8 and 4. So I would mark letter A. There's a total of 48 markers. Okay. All right.